Hey Lester, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How's it going?
It's going good. I appreciate you hitting me back on the internet there and having me stop by.
I appreciate you responding, man.
Yeah, man, not a problem.
Nice to meet you.
My name's Parker. This is Brandon on camera.
How's it going?
And what's your name?
This is my wife, Nikita.
Nice to meet you, Nikita. This is Brandon.
Hi. Sorry.
And so what all cars did you want to show us?
We can start back here in the back if you want to.
Sure, by all means.
I guess we'll start with the 78 GMC Caballero. It's the same thing as the El Camino, but...
Oh, so it's not an El Camino?
No, it's actually a GMC Caballero.
You said Caballero.
Yeah, it's the first year of the Caballero. It used to be Sprint.
Okay.
The GMC Sprint made from like 70 to 77. And of course, they had to go Caballero with it. You know, they could have picked a better name, right?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with what a Caballero was.
Pretty much, like I said, same thing.
Being a GMC, was it like the more top of the line one? Or?
It is made better. What I have found out, like I replaced the dash. It had real nuts on the dash versus the Chevrolet had the little split nuts. Just you wouldn't think of stuff like that. You know?
Can we take a look at that?
Yeah, you go ahead.
That's what I'm here to kind of learn from you. Is you have a couple cars that we were talking about that I'm.
It's rougher than a Cobb, but it runs and drives, catches second gear rubber every time.
What kind of engine is in this?
It's got a small block 350. It come with a 305.
I was gonna say it.
It looks rough too, but I almost daily this. Well, I was till I got the other one fixed. Wherever I went to the store, this was what I drove to the store, you know. But it's been a good car. I've had it 20 some years.
Now these all kind of came with 305s, didn't they?
Yeah. You could get a 350, I guess, and you could get a 4-speed up to like 81. I've seen them with a V6 4-speed before.
Yeah,
it was in Florida. I'd probably bought it.
It's got air conditioning in it and everything.
Yeah. And I took all that off 20 some years ago. I regret it now every day because it is hot here in Tennessee.
It is very hot. Now, did you put the sunroof in, or what did it?
No, it was like it when I got it, and it's not factory, it's a dealer option. I first thought it was factory, and found out it was a dealer option, and I was going to replace it. I've called 2 or 3 shops, one in Arizona, and I think one is up north in Pennsylvania or something.
Got Bob Dylan's greatest hits in there, huh?
Yeah, it's still got a CD player in it that works. that had also been used to scrape the windshield with in the wintertime. I ain't gonna lie to tell.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, what is this behind us over here?
It's a CK10.
Okay.
The K means it's 4-wheel drive. It's a 78.
Right.
But there'll be people correct me. It's a pieced together truck. It's just probably 3 different trucks pieced together. It's been in the family since about 1989. My sister and my brother-in-law bought it off a car lot in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Give good money for it, but it was a pretty truck, and they drove it every day, worked it, and then they parked it. My sister passed away, my brother-in-law gave it to me, and I heat with wood, so I just left it like it was. Did a little prime. I put some fenders on it and stuff.
The rockers.
Oh, the rocker, it's getting so bad, I'm gonna have to do something. I've got another truck that I bought off my friend. I ain't got here yet. It's a 80. I'm gonna try to cut the floorboard out of it and put the whole floorboard in it, rockers and all.
Now this is something that I'm not familiar with. It says
Bonanza.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up. See, I forget stuff.
What is that?
It is just an oddball thing. It really, it was like to sell the truck because of Bonanza.
Okay, so it actually had to do with the TV show. My grandpa, Bonanza was on the background when I was all the time.
It's wild. And I first thought it was a cheap truck because this is a cheap truck.
Okay.
It's non-air, non-tire brakes, all that stuff. And the engine in it's been changed also. It's like a 70 or 71 Model 350.
Yeah, look at that firewall. There's nothing on it back there.
Yeah. But I found out later that you could get the Bonanza into higher trims too, I guess. Okay. Not just a low trim. It's just, you know what I mean? Like this one would be the equivalent to whatever. Then you get the Silverado, you can get the Bonanza with the same equipment as a Silverado.
Well, the frame looks good.
It is. The frame, the truck is solid. The 4-wheel drive works good. It's just
the sheet metal on the outside.
Yeah, and it's like the truck just went downhill when I got it. I mean, it's got worse, but you know.
Believe it or not, Good, Brandon?
Bees.
He's scared of bees.
I don't. You gotta watch around here.
But believe it or not, I actually find that cars down here in Tennessee are worse than in Pennsylvania.
They are.
Just because it sweats them out here a lot worse. I don't know why that is, but I feel like it's a little bit more humid down
like I said, this truck, it's just, I mean, it's set. I watched this truck rust down in their yard pretty much. Yeah.
Well, the bed's in there is not too.
They replaced the bed.
I was gonna say down in
the
here.
bed's been replaced. It got backed into a row of trees.
Now, is this truck for sale, or are any of these cars for sale, or they're just your?
Yeah, I would sell a couple. The GMC and this I can't sell. I can't sell this because it belonged to my sister. She passed away, you know, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's why I got to thinking it's getting rough, and my buddy owed me some money, and he gave me that truck. It's been flipped, but it's got a good floorboard.
Where I grew up, all the farmers have trucks, and they look just like
Yeah,
this.
well, I hate with wood. People's like, why don't you? That's why I started doing a little work on the front end. I changed the hood. I'm gonna change springs. That hood buckled too.
It just has like a tough look to it.
Yeah, oh, I use it. I go through. I haul that trailer full of wood, and this truck full of wood.
And remind me again, what was the Bonanza? Was that like a stripe thing, or what was it?
No, it was just the name of it. You know how they
Just
like
the name.
Scottsdale?
Scottsdale, yeah.
You could have a Silverado. It
Okay.
was just a Bonanza, and I thought it was something special, just like I told you about everything else. Like that GMC, I thought it was rare.
Okay.
It's not.
It's not.
Just like it's Bonanza. No, it is a little rare, but you can't even buy the reproduction for that. And if you noticed on the other side, the one's missing. I have that one to glue back on it and try to epoxy it back to it. Because I done looked, you can't replace that emblem. You can buy the Silverado.
This one right here.
Yes, on the driver's side, it got broke off in the woods. I should take them off because I used the truck in the woods, you know, but I got the fenders on. They can take the fenders off to get in there.
Well, we were talking over the phone, and this car behind me over here, you were telling me is kind of like a one of whatever. Or you
Well,
don't
not
really see
really
'em very
one. Well,
often,
it's like everybody says. The car is not rare. It's just nobody wanted one when it was new, so ugly. You know what I'm
Mind
saying?
if we take the tarp off of it?
No, it needs took off anyway. It sweats bad. That's the worst thing to do to one. Yes, it's the sister car to a 67 Impala. Like the glass and everything of an Impala fit this. It's a hardtop car. That's why I bought it. If it wasn't a hardtop, I would not have it.
I was going to say, that is a beautiful.
It reminds me of so much of a 442 car,
Yeah.
but it's a big car. If it was a Cutlass, it'd done be gone, man. Somebody bought it.
Let me just take a step back here and take it all in. You're right, that does got an Impala-esque look to it, for
Yes,
sure.
yeah. And I almost had the GMC traded for a 67 Impala. And then the old boy wanted $1,000 to boot, and I didn't have it, and that's been about 10 years ago. I still lose sleep over it.
Now, you're saying this was the bottom of the barrel one, huh?
Yeah. Or that's what I have researched when I first bought the car. I've had the car almost 12 years.
Well, do you mind walking us around it and kind of
No,
letting us...
I don't mind at all. Like I said, it's pretty rough too. This car is for sale.
This car is for sale?
Yes, it's gonna ruin. I'm not gonna fix it. You know,
Okay.
I finally come to that realization. You know how people are.
Bench seat, calm car.
Yeah. This is one of the worst parts of the car right here. And I don't know if it's been a lead joint there or what it's been.
On this, I would not know.
I'm not for sure either. That's just an odd place for one to rust. But that's what I was gonna put back was lead. You
And
know,
so-
I'm sure there's better stuff, but back in the old days, you could take the headliner out of it, put a piece on the inside and pour it full of lead, and then sand it down, smooth it out.
And so this was a 425?
Yes.
Does it still have the 425 in it, or
Yes,
was that
it does.
replaced? Or?
No, it's still got the original 425 and the original transmission.
Oh, wow, okay. It's got
Yeah.
an AC in there, too.
Yes. That's what the car, this is like the Delmont. What I researched is it was the cheapest car you could buy. It would have come with non-power brakes, non-power steering, no air conditioning. And they could have ordered the Delta 88 and it would have come with some of these options standard. But instead they ordered this cheap car and optioned the car out. And if I wish I could find the build sheet, but I haven't looked. That would really make it cool, you know.
Was it originally black on black?
No, it was originally a white
Oh, it was
car
a
with
white
white
car.
interior. Yeah, white with white interior. And one odd thing about this, and people probably argue with me, the speedometer runs off the front spindle.
Really?
Yes, it does not.
Not the transmission? or
No,
anything?
you could be spinning 100 miles an hour and the speedometer don't move. That's when we realize something's going on funny, and that makes it so hard to change over to disc brakes. This car has drums.
Oh, okay.
You-
Oh, it's got drums in the front. I seen the cylinder right here. And I wasn't sure.
That's
You
what
said-
got me. That's
you
one of
said-
the things.
You said it wasn't power, but I see the brake booster
Yeah,
right there.
it is power, but it's not disc.
Not this.
It's power drum.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
they're humongous brakes. I was going to change. That's why I found that so hard to change. When I got the car, I researched on changing to disc, and that's it. The speedometer runs off the spindle if you go to like Impala or any kind of spindles like that. And that's another thing to bring up too. I'm sure somebody correct me if it gets on there. This car is a big boat pattern car.
Okay.
Impalas are small this year. This car is just like a 67 Impala. The door glass, windshield, it's like sister cars, I call them. But this is a big boat pattern car. I went to put some Olds rallies. You can get big boat pattern Olds rallies, but they're hard to find. And the ones I had actually were small boat pattern. That's when I realized this car was big.
I don't think that I've ever seen a Delmont 88 in my entire life.
I never had seen one, and this car, I know the history, it's sad. The car come into a salvage yard, he'd buy running cars, he bought a collection off a guy. And my
Can I
friend,
open it up?
yeah, go on ahead. And my friend bought this car, and it was just cool as a fan. It was just a good riding car, big car. I might also add just the factory wheels inside.
I see that.
They come with factory 14s. I put these 15s on the back just to make it a roller. And this thing's got some of the wildest looking brakes you ever seen in your life, and them wheels fitted. That's the back glass for it. I took it out where it wouldn't break. I might also add, why the car's in such good shape underneath, this car has what's called red lead underneath of it.
Red lead?
Yes.
What is that?
It is an undercoating back in the day before they made the black. You know how you get the black car undercoating?
Sure, yeah.
Back in the day, it was called red lead. You know why it was called red lead? It's lead based.
Lead based?
And it's been undercoated with that, and then undercoated with black undercoating too underneath. And you can see it in the fender wells. I thought I'm trying to think of everything interesting, you know. I never had heard of that either, man. And I seen the front fenders were red, inner fenders. You know what that means, don't you?
I was like, that's a W30 car right
yeah,
there.
and I realized the red inner fenders was the red lead.
You're not wrong, dude. They are red.
Yeah, yeah.
They are
the
red.
hole underneath the car is, man.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I've not, wow.
Yeah. Best I can figure, the car was a California car.
Okay.
And there's a lot of them in Canada. This car,
Anything in the glove box?
it hadn't been open in a while. I don't know. Don't really know.
Yeah, I just like finding cool stuff that you just...
Nah, nothing really good.
Nothing in there? Nothing too crazy. What about this truck right here? That's a beautiful
Oh
looking
man,
truck.
I've
That
had
looks good just sitting there. That's probably why you have the benches right next to it.
I've had that truck since I was 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
But maybe, I take that back, maybe younger. It's the first truck I ever drove, I guess. First car I ever drove. It belonged to my grandpa. He had a wreck.
This is your grandpa's truck?
Yes. He had a wreck with it back probably 60s.
Okay.
And he got another truck, a 1949. And he was going to take the 49, and it's a 52, and he was going to fix them. He never did. Fast forward, I've got an older brother. He's about 15 years older than me. He, in the 70s, late 70s, he starts hauling wood. He gets his truck, fixes it, and works it to death. And don't get me wrong, I've let it ruin, but the more I look at the truck, I don't feel so bad letting it sit here because my brother done worked it to death, bent the frame. The cab's all rigged up inside. It's got like pieces of straps welded to the kick panels holding the floorboard in.
So for those that don't know what this is a Ford F1.
Yes.
And you said it was a 52.
Yes, 52.
52.
There's a little bit of differences. I've got parts on the hill there for a 51.
Okay.
The hood emblem's a little different. See where it's got the V8?
Yeah, I see. We can show that there. It's got V8 right there. So this would obviously have a Ford V8. Flathead Ford?
Yes, and it still has it in it. It's got the flathead in it.
Right, I think they were flatheads up until about 55. Well, Lester, the last car we looked at, or we're gonna look at over here, is your convertible.
Oh, the Spitfire.
The Spitfire.
Yeah. It actually runs and drives. I actually got it running.
I see these things on the internet all the time for sale.
Oh, they're everywhere.
But I don't know anything about it. So what can you tell us about this car?
It's a 77 Triumph Spitfire.
Okay.
1500. It's got a 1.5 with a single Stromberg carburetor, and it's a 4-speed with a 390 something gear.
Oh wow.
Oh yes.
She gets then, huh?
If you want to wind it. It hums.
You mind if we open it up?
No, I don't mind at all. It hums going
It's
down.
even got SCCA badges on the.
Yeah.
They race this car at all?
Not this one. I thought the same thing. All the Triumphs got it. All the Spitfire.
All of the Triumphs
But they
got
did race these cars.
Okay.
And on the dash, like if his car was a 80, they won again.
Little 4-banger in there. Looks like you went and redid all the suspension, new distributor.
Yeah, redid the suspension. The control arm, the A-arm bushing was wore out. Sway bar bushing was wore out. Ball joints, and it's got trunnions or trunions. Somebody might correct me on that. It's got the weirdest thing for a bottom ball joint I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
The bottom of the spindle is threaded, and it screws into a brass piece called a trunnion or a
I see
trunnion.
that down here. What he's talking about is this piece right here.
I thought they was wore out, but they wasn't wore out. They have a little play in them because it's like a big screw. When you turn the wheels, it screws and unscrews.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had a picture of it off. It's got a bolt. It's like a bolt on the bottom of the spindle, and it's hollow with a zerd on top. And that brass piece is threaded, and it screws onto the bottom of the spindle instead of having a bottom ball joint. And when you turn the wheels, it threads left and right. So you can't tighten it plumb up, the car will not turn. I know this from experience.
Gotcha.
It was a learning curve, you know.
Well,
It's
speaking
British.
of experience, you said this car we can drive.
Yes, it runs and drives. I put a brand new clutch in it, throw-out bearing, pressure plate, all that.
You mind if we take it down the road?
No, I don't mind at all.
I think we got that figured out.
Yeah.
I like.
I just push it down. It still bounces.
And this was red, white, and blue, huh?
Well, it had the silver in the center, but
silver in the center.
that's what me and my wife was talking about. If I ever do paint the car, these stripes ain't factory. I done researched that too. I ain't that lucky. I can't get it. I can't buy this kit.
Okay.
I'll have to have somebody stripe it or paint them on. All the Triumph factory, it said Triumph down here or Spitfire and stuff, and then the stickers on the front and the back.
Okay.
And this, I've seen yellow and black also. I've seen a yellow car with black and maybe some other color. You can't recall right off. But yeah, it runs and drives. Like I said, we've been driving it around a little bit.
Now, would this be for an alarm system, or would that be to
that's
lock
what I
the hood?
figured. It was for the alarm system.
Alarm system.
Yeah, because you can look inside.
Was there a
where
big
they're
old siren on it when you first got it?
No, that's the only thing on it.
That's the only thing on it.
Yeah, and
just
there
the
ain't no
lock.
wires hooked to it. And you're like me, every one I've ever seen. That's the first thing I thought too, because the way that it's called a
front
bonnet.
end
Well,
yeah.
bonnet.
Yeah. Well,
If you use the proper term, I've learned them. It's the bonnet.
they get upset if you call it a
And-
hood over in Britain.
Yeah. And the trunk is a boot lid. That's what they call the boot lid.
A boot lid.
Yeah, the trunk's a boot lid. Front end's a bonnet.
Well, let's see if we can squeeze my camera guy in the back seat here.
Yeah, he should fit. Hope so anyway, right?
You're good. Here,
Let's go out and get us on this.
we're gonna go through the hills of Tennessee.
It'd be nice if I bore in that Jeep style.
You just pull right through the front driveway here.
Yeah, it's like a 391 gear with a 4-speed. You gotta push it pretty hard to get 50.
So you enjoy driving this thing then, huh?
Oh, around here close, I wouldn't take it on a trip, though.
Woo!
Would not take it on a trip. And that's just because it's just, you gotta wind it up there. I mean, it feels like it's hard on it, but it's like my friend said, it's designed to wind like that. It wouldn't really have a 4-speed in it.
What's the tack go to? 7,000?
It don't work, yeah.
Oh, it don't work. Okay, that don't matter.
At least I got the speedometer
Your
working.
butt works though.
It did work. Somebody probably tried to correct me. It is not the ground. I've done checked the ground. There'll be somebody that knows about it. They say the ground goes bad on the back of it. It runs from a voltage stabilizer.
Okay.
All the gauges, the voltage gets broke down on the gauges. I don't understand. It goes from 12 volts and it breaks it down to God knows what for all the gauges.
Man, this little thing scoots.
It does all right. We're just doing 40 something.
Yeah, but
It feels
but
like,
we're in a small car, so it feels like we're going a lot faster.
oh yes it does. Man, get it up 60. It feels like we're strolling.
Oh yeah, it's a nice little car to get around here.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I might go. They got the thing in over in Townsend. It's called the British Invasion,
Okay.
and it's all it is like cars like this, MGs,
Okay.
stuff like that. TVRs. There's a guy I buy my parts off of. I'm gonna give him some publicity maybe. Sports Cars Ltd. in Rockford, Tennessee had every part I needed for this car in stock, and it's local to me. I could drive and pick them up, man. I mean, you can't beat that. That's what they specialize in. He's got a TVR.
Well, they made a lot of these cars.
Yeah, more than I thought they did.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of them, but I've never been in one that actually drove before.
Oh, they all sitting?
They're all sitting. Yeah.
This one was until about 2 months ago.
Whew. There are a lot of other cars around here in barns and stuff, or?
Oh yeah. You just finding them, you know. And I called a few people I know that just wasn't interested or busy, you know.
It is a holiday, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
there, it's just, I never really thought about it until I got older. It's just in the culture around here, I guess.
It's in the blood.
Yeah, everybody has cars.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll pull in here. Pull right on in here. You might know him better. I mean, I just seen it on the way down.
Talk to us.
I mean, he's got the license plates on the wall right there. We'll go ahead and.
I've drove by it 100 times. I live right up the road from you. Yeah. Glad to meet you. My name's Lester. I live up there at the end of French Mill. These guys.
I'm Parker.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is Brandon. This is my camera guy. Okay. And basically, we have a channel on YouTube called Backyard Barn Finds, and we were talking to Lester about all his old cars and his front yard up there.
And stuff.
your yard?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Walked
got
around them.
he's got this
You
white
tell 'em about 'em and
Spitfire.
stuff?
No, I'll go by to check that one day. The French
Yeah.
French mill.
French Mills in the 25, yeah.
Cool.
I'm actually driving one of them.
And what was your name again, sir?
Ralph.
Ralph. I'm Parker.
Ralph.
Nice to meet you. Ralph, I'm going to have Lester go ahead and give you the microphone. Is that okay?
Sure.
It's right here.
I
The
appreciate
car come from California.
Hold on one second. Now they can hear you.
Okay, I was gonna say that the car come from California.
Okay.
I had a Cougar when I was younger.
Oh, you did?
So, yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to get a Cougar. But I've had it for like 4 years, 5. But it come from California 'cause I couldn't find none around here that wasn't rusted out pretty bad.
Well, it looked like a nice car when we drove by.
The underneath of it's really nice. The body's a little rough and from over the years of treatment.
Mind me take a look at it?
Sure. You can do what you want to.
What engine's it?
When I seen the Charger, but
Yeah.
some people don't want to talk to you no more, you know?
People talk to you a whole lot. It gets aggravating.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Well,
you know.
I never. It's the first time I ever had anybody approach me like they did.
I've had two other people stop here over the last 4 years and look at them.
It's the first people I've ever had video
Right.
take.
So this was a vinyl top car then, huh?
Yes, it is. I have a bar on top over there if I ever get around to doing any body work on it. I've been concentrating on mechanical and stuff like
Oh,
that.
this was an XR7 car.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how would you explain that in simple terms, an XR7? Kind of like
It's
the luxury?
The
deluxe.
luxury.
That's
deluxe,
kind of the way
it's
I
got
would.
leather interior in it. It's got all of them's got tachometers. You don't have to order. This is standard features on this car.
Now, does the XR7 come with the clock over here?
Yes, everything in there, it's all factory in there except for the radio,
Okay.
naturally.
Now, what engine do you have in here?
It's
289
351.
351. Oh, okay.
Windsor.
Windsor.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, she's pretty sanitary down there. AC car. Now, do you get this thing out pretty often, Ralph?
I had it that while ago. Took it up and sprayed it off.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I drive it out, when the weather permitting, about once a week anyway.
Okay.
Usually on weekends. I go out a lot of car shows. I don't set it up there because I don't think it's nice enough to set up in a car show.
Sure.
But I go there and park and go out and look at the other cars.
Absolutely. And what I like, I actually didn't know if the car was completely refinished or painted, but it has a bunch of little dents and dings on it.
It does.
I think that's pretty cool. You probably pick those up driving on the roads around here.
Right. I drive in the parking lot.
Parking lot.
Yeah, if I go in the parking lot to worry about parking next to somebody or somebody leaning on it. or
Yeah, you
touching
can go
it,
into the
you know.
grocery store and not have a heart attack when you come
Right.
back out.
Right.
Question for you. Why does this fender say Mexico on it?
I called and asked about that because I thought it was odd being on there. And they said that some parts back in the later, I don't have a report on the accident report on it. Maybe back in the old days,
Okay.
maybe they bought a part and they did make parts in Mexico. I researched it myself, and the only thing I could find out is maybe somebody might have bought that part
Just a
to replace
replacement.
it. But, it fits in there awful good, so maybe, I don't know
Okay.
if that's what it is or not. But.
Yeah, man, this is a really, really, really nice car. I mean, the shock towers haven't been cut out. It doesn't look like.
No, that's all factory type stuff.
Yeah, everything looks the way it's supposed to be. Disc brake car? Is it a disc brake car?
Display car?
Disc brakes.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
disc brakes on. They all come with disc brakes on the front.
Oh, they did?
And drum on the back.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think all Cougars might have been like that. I'm not sure if the XR7 is limited to that or not, but the XR7 had, like I said, all leather interior, and it had the tachometer on there. It's got tilt steering wheel and air conditioning. They all come with air conditioning, and just that clock and the dash there. I think they come out be unique to the
And now
XR7.
those hubcaps would have been the stock ones, or
That's the one to come with it. I believe it might be stock.
might be stock.
Yeah.
Okay.
For this year, I'm not sure, but
We'll
it
take
was
a look
only when I
around,
bought it.
around the other side. You don't happen to know anyone else in the neighborhood that's into classic cars, do you? Anything cool sitting around?
Nobody that I know personally.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know if there was any
I've seen some
myths
cars
or
around the neighborhood, but I
any
don't know
myths
the
or any
people living.
legends of any Hemi cars around here, or any Boss Mustangs or anything like that, wing cars or any.
If you go up here this first road to the left, take a left there, and you go up there about a block or so. On the right, there's a stone house right there. Now he's got hot rods in there. They're off.
Okay.
You know who he is? He's got some hot rods.
Well, Ralph, I appreciate you letting us see your '69 Cougar here.
Okay.
We're gonna get on down the road. We just thought we'd stop by and just check it out, and just
Okay.
something to do on the 4th of July.
That's great, man. No problem, buddy.
Awesome, Ralph. You have a great day.
You too.
Yep. Look at that freaking Delmont 88. Dude.
I know, man. I'd never talk my buddy into selling it to me. He'll probably regret it when I sell it, but
That's a weird front end.
it definitely is. I've got the grill for it. His wife wrecked it. That's what he says anyway, you know how that goes. I wouldn't admit to it either. They're back in one piece.
We made it back in one piece. I want to
And
thank
got to meet
you.
Ralph.
Yep, I want to thank you for your time.
All right, ain't no problem. Like I said, it's 4th of July. I gotta go buy fireworks last minute.
We got to go figure out how to get my Kelly guy out of the back seat now.
I'll go get the crowbar real quick.